Hey everyone, and welcome to my video where we're going to be going over some HTML basics. So if you guys have been following along with my previous lessons, you will remember that doc type HTML must be at the start of your HTML document. So what this does is it helps to tell the browsers what kind of file that it's about to render for the user. And this has to appear at the top of the HTML file, the very first thing in there before the HTML tags. And HTML documents must have HTML tags. In order to make this an HTML document, it has to have HTML tags like so, and body tags. And the body tags are where the content is stored, right? So just as a review, we learned about header tags previously, and how they can have header tags from H1 all the way through H6. And then H1 is the largest and H6 is the smallest. So this can be like a large heading for a title or something being H1, and then like H2 or H6 or whatever being the subtitle or the subheading, and it's a styling kind of thing. So I will go ahead and I will show an example here. So here's H1, H2, H3, hello, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6. Let's do the same here. So let's save our document. Let's go over here and let's load it up. So here you can see that which one was, so my grocery list is header 1, header 2, header 3, header 4, header 5, and header 6. So this is what that looks like. And we also learned about paragraph tags. So using paragraph tags allows the spacing to be around the content. So here you can see the hello world is in a paragraph tag, right? So let's go back to Visual Studio Code. Hello world is in a paragraph tag. And you can see, if we right click and inspect, you can see that if we just hover over it, you can see that the blue highlight there is the content, and then it has some margin after that. So the stuff in the orange is the margin, which pushes everything kind of away from this element. So this is what a paragraph tag does. So a new thing that we're going to learn about are links. So when you click a link to go somewhere, such as a menu item, like in the navigation, it takes you to another page, right? So a user, for example, can have a sign up page and a login page. And these are two different pages. So if you wanted to navigate them between the two, you'd have to use an HTML link, which is composed of an A tag, to do that. And within the A tag, you would have attributes of href, which would tell the browser where it needs to redirect the user after that link is clicked. And attributes in general give the element more information of how to render and what events to take and how to style the element in general. So let's go over that real quick. Visual Studio Code. So let's create a link here. So we'll do it after our list. So a link is an A tag, and it has to have an href. And we're going to say, when you click this, take me to google.com. My awesome link to Google. And notice that you have to end it in an A tag, right? You start the A tag here, you end the A tag. This right here, href, is the attribute. This is the attribute's value. And href just means that it's a redirection. Save it. Let's open up let's go back to our page here. And I'm just going to hit Control R or Control Shift R, doesn't matter. And it's to refresh the page. I could also just click this. But anyway, you can see here that my awesome link to Google has appeared. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click it. And you can see that now I'm redirected to Google. So now let's say that you wanted to have an image on your website. What you would do then is you would start that with an image tag. There's an image tag for that. And the image tag doesn't have an ending tag, just so you know. And you would specify what image you want to show by using the source attribute. So source is src. and giving it the path of the image. So relative to where your HTML file is for it to load. And so let's say that the image can't be displayed for whatever reason. Then you would have the alternate text that would be displayed. And this attribute is alt, A-L-T. And that would tell the user what image was supposed to be there. And you would use, as I said, you would use the alt attribute for this. And you could also specify like how big you want the image to be in pixels by specifying the width and height attributes. So let's go over that real quick. So here in my desktop, I have a smiley face image, right? And it's in the same directory as my index.html. So I am going to do an image tag, so img, and I'm going to give it the source attribute, and I'm going to give it the same file name as this right here. So this is smiley face.jpg. And then I'm also going to give it the alt. So smiley face. So here, if I open up my browser, you can see that the smiley face appears. And you can see its height and width is kind of like the default of the image. So if we wanted to change this, we would specify width equals, and you would specify this in pixels. And you can also specify this in percentage, but let's do 100 pixels by height equals 100 pixels. So save this, Control-Shift-R, and now you can see that it's like that. So let's say that you wanted this to be the width of, I don't know, 500 pixels, right? Control-Shift-R. And let's say that you that the image for whatever reason doesn't load. So let's say that the developer mistyped the file name. So here the file name is actually smiley face, but I added an S right here, smiley faces. So let's refresh this. And you can see that my alternate text of smiley face appeared here. So if I go here, smiley face, and then just type random words or random letters, refresh, you can see that that kind of appears here with a broken image link. Now let's say that if I were to put this inside, this is actually bothering me. So let's give it 500 pixels by 500 pixels. Okay, so let's say that this image is inside of, an images folder, which is pretty common. So now this image is inside of this images folder. So now, because of that, now it's in a different directory, right? So it's no longer there. It's in a different directory. So we have to specify what directory it's in. So images, and then smiley faces, because the index.html file, and this is all relative to the index.html file. So now let's go back to our web page, refresh, and you can see that now it's appearing because it's pointing to the correct file location. And in my previous lesson, I said that you could view the HTML source of any web page. And this can be done by just right-clicking and clicking View Page Source. So right-click, View Page Source, and then this will come up. And you can see that all of my web page source code is here. Now, if I go to google.com, and I right-click, View Page Source, you can see Google's source right here. You could also inspect elements and change them if you want. Although keep in mind that when you change elements, it's only doing it locally on your own computer, not actually on the server. So if you were to refresh the web page, it would change it back to normal. So for instance, let's say I wanted to change what this said, things to buy. And I wanted to change it. So I just right-clicked, by the way, clicked inspect, and I'm in elements right now. And I'm in this elements tab. And because I right-clicked here, it took me straight here. So things to buy. Now I'm going to double-click here. And I'm going to just highlight it like this. And I'm going to write it things to sell. So here you can see that this changed right here. And then let's say that I get rid of this, and now I only have thanks to sell and hello. I could also change this to a different header, H2. Same with this, H2. See that now these two hellos are the same header. I could change where this link redirects me to. So http yahoo.com. So now when I click this link over here, redirects me to Yahoo. So yeah, and as you can see, when we went to Yahoo and then we came back, but because the page was refreshed, it changes things back to normal. Things to sell. Let me just show you guys this again. So I just changed this from things to buy to things to sell. Our actual file is still things to buy though. So when we refresh this page, I'm going to hit Control R right now. You can see that it just reverts it back to what it actually is. So all the changes are done locally. And that's about it. So if this video helped, hit the thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe to get notified whenever new content comes out. All right, everyone, have a good day. Bye.